Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because there's a crisis that's growing that most people are not even aware of. And they think, oh gosh, it's just happening to me, but it's happening to all of us right now. So please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get right into it, guys. Think about this. Insurance is such a problem in all of our lives. We have to have, auto insurance to drive our cars. You better have homeowners insurance if you have a mortgage on your house. If you have any extracurricular activities, motorcycles, boats, jet skis, you've got to have insurance for all that stuff. But it is getting worse and worse and worse. The AP just issued a story that says, get ready for the highest insurance premium increase that we've seen in our lifetimes between now and 2026. Well, that's encouraging. But what do you mean by that? Well, you're going to see personal insurance rates for health insurance go up as high as double, 100% of where they're at right now. That's what you can look forward to. Now, here is the thing about this, in that you've got to talk to a good insurance person. If you're on Medicaid, Medicare, or anything like that, there's all these different programs, and the perfect person that I speak to is a friend of mine that does security for a hospital group who talks to all the insurance people, all the doctors, and has told me just how people have made so many of the wrong decisions. They don't get care, they get stuck with bills, things like that that you just don't want. Now, what they're doing is it's like everything else. It's like shrinkflation, where you're paying the same amount, but you're getting less. So what they're doing right now is they're taking people's, premiums. Your premium will stay close to where it's at, but the amount that you're going to pay out of pocket before the insurance company steps in may go from $5,000 to $8,000 to $15,000 to 25 grand. Well, you have a simple, cut. You need stitches. Well, write a check, guys, because you're going to be paying for it at 100% right now. So that's a huge, huge problem. And employers, their insurance is getting worse and worse and worse. It's like your 401k with your employer. You've got to ask questions about this. And hey, am I allowed to pull this? With everybody getting laid off right now, ask this question today. What happens to your 401k if you lose your job? Oh, wow, I never thought about that, Dan. Well, I'm sure they would just write me a check and it would all be great. Would it just be easier, or would it be like my friend, where it was a complete headache to get it transferred over and they treated him like crap because he no longer worked for the company? It could be like that. Now, the next thing is renter's insurance. Here in California, there's places that won't give you renter's insurance right now. But here is what's coming. Here is what's coming. I went to Monterey and, went out on the sea otter boat, which was really cool. And the thing that I was blown away with is that we bought tickets for the sea otter boat, and I'm sitting there, and they go, okay, hey, did you sign the release yet? I'm like, the release? Oh, yeah, you have to sign a release. I said, I was making my little jokes and stuff like that. But the point was that you want to sit in a boat, you're going to sign the release. You please understand, something happens to you, a sea otter goes crazy, you're on your own. You are 100% on your own. That it's getting more and more common, but these guys were talking about their insurance and how their insurance has gone through the flipping roof. Now, this company that we went to was, if you ever want it, it's fantastic. We could stand up, take pictures. You guys saw the stuff in the background. It was very, very super cool. It was just a fun experience, and the company was good. But it deters people from being in business right now. Okay? It really, really does. They do everything they can to make it expensive. Buddy of mine, Dave, reaches out and tells me about a friend of his who has a cabin up in the Big Bear area. And think about this, guys. How much is the insurance for his cabin? Now he's a I think a pothead, not Dave, but his friend that owns this house, who's got a mortgage of over $1 million in this place. But guess how much his fire insurance is a year? $14,000 a year. Okay, isn't that nice for a place you visit 3 times a year? So he's running it out right now, and that's crazy. Now, this led to other things with the insurance. They own a townhouse. They want to sell the townhouse, and they want to get to San Diego. They're in Orange County in a place called Anaheim Hills. Anaheim Hills is a nice upper crust area. Their HOA is now, think about this, $1,100 a month for air. They don't have a guard gate. They don't have anything other than the grounds maintained and the insurance for the location. It's insane, guys. $1,100 extra added onto your payment. Don't forget your mortgage. Don't forget your property taxes. Don't forget your insurance, but you got HOA fees of $1,100. No one can afford this right now. No one can afford this. So when you have stuff like this, it just makes it, go worse and worse and worse. Now, I asked a friend of mine, and I said, hey, what do you spend on your HOA for your place? Now, she's got an electric gate. Like, you walk up and you press a code and it dials her phone and she'll let you in the gate. And that is $260 a month. And I'm like, well, that's really reasonable, but they're fixing something in the common area, and we all have to spend $8,000 each to do this. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot. Well, my friend again brought up the fact that their common area repairs are $35,000. You can't sell a house with this, guys. You can't get a good price for it. They keep dropping the price. It dropped to 1.2 million. It keeps dropping because nobody wants to pay for it. Hey, listen, you buy this place and you owe us another $35,000 on top of whatever you sell the place for. That is nuts, guys. It's too much. No one can afford this, and it's nonstop when it comes to this. But the insurance debacle is only going to get worse in every aspect of what we do. From the associations, from fire, from termite damage, from everything. And they will deny you. They will cut you off at a moment's notice for no reason. Now, here's one. Buddy of mine bought a house and worked a deal out that was in escrow to where the people that he bought the house from got to live there for a few weeks so their kids could finish the local elementary school. Nice guy, good thing to do. But wait a second. They get a call from the new homeowners insurance that says, hey, we need to inspect the house and take photos. You need to go to Calendly. Guys, if you use Calendly, Calendly is a free app that you can get set up and you can schedule appointments on it, and then it will email you. And this guy was like, wait a second, I'm not doing this. You tell me when the person's going to be here, and I'll let you know if I'm available, and we'll go from there. I'm not going to fill it out for you. Plus, I want to know who's coming to my house. But think about this. Who's coming to my house? We can't tell you that, sir. We have no idea. What do you mean? I'm going to fill out this form. You're going to schedule an appointment when you're available. You have availability, and you're not going to tell me who's going to come out to my house. What are you going to do with the pictures? Sir, it's required to have your homeowner's insurance. Okay. Well, what does that mean? I mean, are you taking inside, outside? We'll take pictures of whatever we want, sir. So he reaches out to me and says, Dan, what do you think about this? I said, no, they're smoking grass, man. No. You want clarification? Plus, you're kind of a busy guy with your job. Don't you want to know when they're going to be here and what time and all that stuff? Well, how unreasonable. So he calls his agent and says, listen, I'll agree to this, okay? I'm in the house now. I'll agree to it. Schedule the appointment. Well, we can't schedule the appointment. You have to do this. Well, wait a second. Here's when I'm here. Schedule the appointment. Plus, I want to know who's coming out. Do you have a problem with that? And the woman was like, wait a second. They told you that they wouldn't tell you who was coming out to the house? No. Male, female, don't know. What's their relationship with the company? Has the company ever been sued? Have they ever been a victim of a robbery from these photos? What? God, your questions are unreasonable. What did they do to this guy? Canceled his homeowner's insurance. You refuse to have this set up, so we're going to cancel your policy. Then he reached out again. Should I sue these guys? Should I sue everybody? And then the agent got tweaked out and was like, whoa, let us find you something else. We're sorry about this. It's really customary, but we don't understand why they were so vague and wouldn't tell you this. Can you imagine that, guys? So again, the insurance nightmare is just that. It is a nightmare right now that we're all going to pay. Now, here's the other thing. If you do anything, you rent those little paddle boats now, you're going to sign off on liability, but eventually they're going to make you, when you go to a lake, let's say you're going to launch your little boat here in this lake, you would have to go out and have insurance, Provide us with your insurance carrier. Well, it's tied to my homeowner's policy, I think. You know what I mean? People have that. Shenanigans. You're going to have people that are going to have to provide it everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. So expect all that to go up through the roof too. So let me know what you think so far. And have you seen these increases? Because I have. I'm a single man and I pay a boatload of money for my health insurance. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But I'm telling you this, if I go and cancel it and I go raw dogging it, I'm going to be the first guy to have a heart attack or something fun like that. So let me know what you think. Another day, another car dealership goes down. This one is a place called Car Toys. Car Toys is 35 locations, and they're basically East Coast company. And they are closing all their locations, couldn't find a buyer. And the problem with their bankruptcy is that, again, people are not spending money on the exotics right now. They're not spending money on the cutesy cars, and they're not spending money to fix their cars up right now. Why, Car Toys is going out of business. So, it's funny. We talked about Lowe's and Home Depot in the last video, and Home Depot is buying a place called Foundation Building Materials for $8.8 billion. How many locations does Lowe's have? 1,700. Foundation has got over 307 locations, but they have a great computer system. They've got a great customer matching system. They sell drywall, metal, framing materials, things like that for the interior and exterior, but they have a great computer program. And Lowe's thinks that this is going to help their company by acquiring this company, which I think is fascinating. We've talked in the past about how much it costs to have a family of 4. Found another great article where in some places in the United States, you can live for $100,000 in Mississippi. Or if you go to Connecticut, it's almost 300 grand to live there. So you can take a look at your area and see what it would cost to have the average family of 4 survive. I'm very lucky. As a single man, my kids, I'm really shocked at what things cost now. And I've had people write me about insurance, $500 for a kid to play sports now. The uniforms are now $350. Who can afford this? When my son played baseball, and this was 10 years ago, I called it getting $100 to death, because it would be at a time that I'd have to pay the lawyer, and I'd have to pay for this hearing and that hearing and shenanigans. And oh, by the way, I ripped my pants and it's picture day tomorrow. I need another $110 pants. So crazy, 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 crazy. But people don't get a break right now, guys. Everything is expensive. The big beautiful bill got rid of the tax credit for EV cars. Now here's the thing. You had to take possession of your EV car before September 30th, 2025. Now what they did was they did a clarification through the Internal Revenue Service today, and they said, no, we're going to give people a break, because the problem with these EV car companies is that some of them are not the most efficient places. You can buy a car and wait 90 days for delivery. So if you place an order between now and the end of September, you can get your $7,500 tax, rebate, refund, tax credit on your car. You don't have to take delivery between now and September 30th. Now, the car companies are breathing a sigh of relief, because they're like, oh, thank God. Okay, well, we can sell a lot of cars between now and then. And they will. And I'm sure we'll have stories about shenanigans where they fake paperwork and things like that. And hey, you want to use the Marvin paperwork? Yeah, I'm sure that'll be done. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? So there's always, if there's a will, there's a scammer out there. Remember that. And they always figure out a way to do it. So let me know what you think about this. And again, I was in a hybrid Lexus for a few days, and it was a great car. Really, computerized, everything was cool. And I'm just like, wow, the thing gets amazing gas mileage, super quiet, but you don't plug it in. You just drive it like you do the Prius. So let me know what you think about this stuff so far, and I'm going to have a break. I'm going to finish this video with these last few things. First things first, do not forget to sign up for our email list. The link is below. Plus, we have a private channel that's completely uncensored called iAllegedly Live. You go to iAllegedly.tv to sign up for it. And guys, we are days away from a huge announcement. Dun, dun, dun. Ba, ba, ba. Cannot wait to share with you guys. And final two stories right now. First one is, Market Watch did a study on 1,700 adults that were older, that were, basically 45 on up, and asked them, hey, do you guys ever order kids' meals to save money? And almost 50% of the people said yes, they do that. Guys, I'm telling you, girlfriends I've dated, once you get to know them, I can't tell you how many dates I've been on where we split a meal because we're old and we don't eat a lot anymore. So it's really common to do that. But the kids' meal thing is happening more and more and more right now. And McDonald's has noticed it, that more seniors are ordering the kids' meals. Cheeseburger, fries, small Coke, some chicken nuggets, fries, small drink, and you're seeing this. And of the people they surveyed, almost 40% said that they've at least ordered it once, and 34% said they do it on a regular basis. Now, final story is Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel is ran by an imbecile, and this woman that's running it does not get it that people go there not because it's healthy and they don't want politics in their food. They changed, an 80-year-old logo to be plain Jane. They got rid of the guy sitting by the barrel and got rid of him. Only problem is that was one of the founders of the company. Yeah, let's get rid of him. Okay, he's not important. But the idea with this is that the woke shenanigans of DEI and stuff when it comes to companies like this is dead. It has killed these companies, a la Bud Light. And the woman running this place says, we've gotten such great feedback from who? Not your customers. Your customers hate it. And I'm telling you guys, I went there, I did a video out of Vegas, last year about how, it had changed. And as far as, how they're changing the store and how they're changing the wait time and the service and everything, it's a big deal, guys. People want crap. People want comfort food, which is not the healthy stuff. You want to go eat vegan? Go someplace else. There's 1,000 places that sell a salad if you want to go eat that. But Cracker Barrel's not where you go eat that, where you go get the fried chicken dinner. Okay, now here's the best thing. There are executives reaching out right now. Think about this. Skilled executives that have ran Fortune 500 companies. You know what? I want to be the CEO of Cracker Barrel. I want to step forward and do this. I want to run the company. Let's talk to shareholders. And people are like, whoa, really? Think about this. That when have you heard that happening before? It's such a problem with them that they just don't get it. They don't get what they've done and that broad has done and shot herself in the foot. So change the logo to nothing. Let's get rid of this item. Let's get rid of that item. Let's get rid of the folksy look. Okay. You know what's funny is I envisioned that this woman, before she got this job, never ate at Cracker Barrel. Her name escapes me, because it's going to be written out of history books because she's about to lose her effing job. So let me know what you think. It's just ridiculous, guys. Go eat someplace else. Again, you don't want to eat McDonald's? Don't eat McDonald's. Don't do it. Okay? Is it healthy? Absolutely not. Let's get the health ranger on here and have him give us 30 seconds of what McDonald's is all about. Oh my God. One thing he did that was crazy was they held McDonald's hamburgers, fries, food, and stuff for over a decade, and it looked exactly the same. Didn't break down, didn't decompose, wasn't a bacteria festival of mold and shenanigans. What's in that stuff? Preservative festival, okay? Anyways, you get the gist of it. Like, subscribe, tell your mom about me because she's already, who's that guy? Anyways, you get the gist, okay? You want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. And I will see you guys very soon. Can't wait. Just share the love, okay? I'll see you soon.